you kidding me? A double shot with the one and only motif, my boy, Coach James Young, a double shot on a Tuesday. What is better than that? So I just told you Chop's playing against one of the best teams in the area, and they'll be in the States this year. That team, I don't even want to mention names, but you know who they are. I know their coach. I played against him, big boy, 6'7". His dad was a legendary coach, and they're losing early, but Chop hit a big three. They keep yelling, "Don't let 35 shoot the ball." He keeps yelling because he's seen her the last 2 years light it up, and she's already hit one bomb. Saturday, she hit the go-ahead three in a big game that they won. They were down the whole game. She gave them the lead, and then a big free throw, and they won the game by 5. They're a game under 500, which they've never been since she's been there, so I'm proud of her. It's crazy, but the fact that I get to talk hoops with you is way better. So let me start with this.
I gotta call timeout. I gotta call timeout. Bro, can we talk about your daughter? Folks, I want you to say something about my girl Chop. She's got 25 made field goals this year. 24 of them are threes. Can we talk about a mid-range game here? Can we have a discussion about a mid-range game?
She's got no other game at all than that Jack, that big Jack. All right, let's talk about Jimmy Butler for a second. I'm about fed up to hear with this guy. Like, honestly, what a cancer he's become. Did you see Hero Sandwich when they went on the road? He's like, we just want to get away from it all and be a band of brothers that play ball and get back to balling and winning. We got enough here already. And that's a nice way of saying we don't need him. This guy is such a prima donna. Can you imagine him trying to show up Pat Riley? Pat Riley's dealt with Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Cooper, Worthy, and titles. And he's got to put up with his brother who never stops with me, I. I'm sick and tired of it. He's not even worth it, bro.
Yeah, and Shaq and LeBron and
Kobe.
D-Wade and Chris Bosh. I mean, this guy's dealt with everyone, Riles. And folks, I want you to understand something. It's not the first time. He did this in Chicago. He did this in Minnesota. He did this in Philadelphia. Simply put, folks, Jimmy Butler wants to get paid. Simply put, if Riles gave him the extension in the summer, we wouldn't be talking about it. But Riles said, you got to show up and play. We're not giving you an extension. And here's the reason why Riles holds some of the cards here. He can let this play out. And then when Jimmy Butler becomes a free agent, remember, folks, only one team could sign him to a max deal. I think that's Brooklyn. He's not going to Brooklyn. So Riles can just let this play out. Jimmy's going to do his little dance. He's going to take bad shots. He's going to change his hair colors. He's going to try and be a new version of Dennis Rodman without the rings. So at the end of the day, listen, Riles holds the cards, and yeah, they're going to get rid of him, but Riles may send him to somewhere like, I don't know, Portland or somewhere like that where he could just
Wouldn't
go
that be great?
That'd be great. Send him to the Shanghai Ducks, of the CBL, CBA. Send him over to Chinese Basketball Association. Jimmy Butler, calm down with that mess. It's never worth it.
So what about the Pistons? They went into the Garden last night, and Cade Cunningham put on a show going north-south, dunking balls right through their defense, like slicing through whipped cream. I mean, my guy was going right through the wedding cake and right to the tin, and they beat the Knicks. Now, what do you think's wrong with the Knicks? Beyond the fact that their starting five is good and that they can beat anybody, really, almost. And then is it their depth? Is it the lack of bench? What is the problem?
Yes, it's their lack of depth. It's no bench. It's not having a rim protector in Mitchell Robinson. I mean, I thought the easiest play was taking the over in the game because the Knicks are going to score. Their defense is middle of the road right now, Pharrell, and they don't have a rim protector. And you saw some comments being made about maybe a little bit of selfish play and selfish attitude coming out of New York. It's the first time I kind of heard that kind of stuff with the Knicks. But listen, at the end of the day, as much as I knocked them Can we give J.B. Bickerstaff his flowers? Can we talk about the job that this guy is doing in Detroit? I mean, he may have more wins right now for all than he had all of last year or the year before, right? So
They do.
what he, and you know what it is that's a young team. So when you look at teams like, all right, like how it's Houston this year, Detroit's that team in the East that I want to watch because they got young players. What do they do at the deadline? But when at the end of the day, when Cade Cunningham is healthy and playing for L, he's a top 25 player in the NBA.
So how about the Pacers rising, Coach?
Yeah, listen, they've won a bunch of games in a row. They have a big matchup tonight. It's actually one of my plays. You have 6 in a row. It's actually one of my plays tonight. I'm actually going against the Pacers tonight in a rebound spot against Cleveland. Cleveland is minus 8.5 point favorite on the road. Now, you do know that Tyrese Halliburton is questionable. Cleveland Cavaliers 26-12 ATS this year. It's only 6-4 in the last 10 games. So that means they were 20-8 against the spread to begin the year. I think they get a big rematch in the game tonight in Indy.
So, they're so hot. They beat them in the Rocket, and now you're saying they're going to go home and fold up shop when they just beat them? You don't think they can cover that number at the least and lose by a couple, 3-4? It's a better game than that?
Well, I think I'm concerned about the fact that no Halliburton is because at the end of the day, Tyrese has started to play somewhat better as of late. You know, if you look at some of his last performances, he went out early in that game, but before that, 25-16, 23-27, 5-10, 13, 8 assists. So he's been playing better, Halliburton. I just look at a team like Cleveland. That's their first kind of bad loss of the year.
Right.
I just think they rebound tonight in Indy.
Who's your pro plays? We'll do the college plays when we come back in the next segment. Let's hit these pro plays tonight beyond the Cavs.
Yeah, we're going to go with the over in the Suns versus the Hawks. This is a game at 235.5. Listen, Suns have gone under this number 10 straight times, but they're playing the Hawks. The game's going to get up and down. Give me over 235.5. Next, Nuggets minus 3.5 at the Mavericks. I know Kyrie is questionable, but the Nuggets are playing well. Why, Pharrell? Pharrell, let Russ cook. Russell Westbrook in the starting lineup has brought something there. To go along with that, I'm going to go with Michael Porter Jr. over points, rebounds, and assists. I think it's at 21.5. I'm sorry, points and rebounds at 21.5. And then lastly, Bradley Beal over 3.5 assists. If I think that Suns-Hawks game gets up and down the floor, then Bradley Beal as a secondary facilitator and ball handler should be able to get guys involved. Bradley Beal over 3.5 assists tonight.
Teams we never talk about, but we're going to do it now because they deserve it. The Sacramento Kings. How about what they've been doing with Sabonis and company, going from hell to heaven? They're now a game over 500, and they've won 7 of 10.
Well, Pharrell, I went on this network a couple weeks ago, and I cussed them all the way out for what they did to Mike Brown. But I guess it's paid
Fair
off
enough.
because they played better. Because at the end of the day, especially De'Aaron Fox had to look himself in the mirror. Folks, they're creeping up here in that division. They're not far out of it. They could still win this division in the Pacific. Right now, they are, I think they're 1.5 games out. So look at Sacramento. I still think they're the best team in the Pacific. They win that division.
How about Houston? Same thing, 7 of 10. They won again last night by a bucket in a tough one at the Toyota.
That is a tough team with one of the best coaches in the league, with a young roster. And I'm going to say this. If there's a spot that I want to see Jimmy Butler go to, it's Houston. If he goes to Houston, watch out.
Yeah, listen, screw Jimmy Butler. I'm no longer a fan of his at all. In fact, I'm against him now from here on out.